Yes! Oh my god!
Mars.
And preventing
Sending a
ecological
global
disaster.
disaster.
If we make Mars survivable, we can have more room for expansion in food, space, and exploration.
The main problems with making Mars more livable is that the soil is lacking core nutrients. The atmosphere is very thin and lacking a lot of the core gases that we have here on Earth, and that it's just a big frozen rock and no water cycle can function.
Sending the colony's trash to Phobos. Phobos is much too small to create tides or keep the atmosphere stable. To fix this, we decided to kill 2 birds with 1 moon. To make the moon bigger, we will send all the trash to it. This will fix the various problems Phobos creates. Phobos will eventually crash into Mars because it is too small to stay in orbit, causing Mars to have rings, much like Saturn's. Another cause for the potential crash is a giant crack in Phobos' structure. This is where the initial trash will go.
Because Phobos is too small, the gravitational pull of Mars has been slowly sucking it into its orbital pull. So eventually it'll crash into the side of Mars, creating a ring around Mars because Phobos will explode.
Basically, the Mars soil is made up of regolith, which is this material that is essentially unconsolidated rock and just dust, and it sits on the top layer of bedrock. And it's not fertile at all. You can't really grow anything with it. So essentially what we would have to do to repair it, in a sense, is fill certain areas of it with sand and other minerals that mimic the soil that we have on Earth. And for additional nutrients, we would save the astronauts that we send to Mars. We would have them collect their waste and then fertilize the soil with it. Just like in that movie, The Martian.
It would be possible to restore a water cycle on Mars because, as we can see, there used to be a fully functioning cycle. This is a river that used to run into a lake, which is now just the Jezero crater, which is actually where we put a rover recently.
Creating a full atmosphere on Mars will allow the colony to heat up the atmosphere faster than if we tried to repair the entire atmosphere at once. Creating like a bubble structure around part of Mars will allow us to fix up the soil on that one spot and plant trees to allow oxygen, and our carbon dioxide will heat up that bubble faster than if we tried to do that all around Mars. Not only can we use artificial leaves for the production of drugs, creating a more safe environment for the Martian colony, we can use this as an energy source. Fossil fuels aren't widely available on Mars like they are on Earth, so we can use this for producing anything that we need, harvesting energy, and continuing our expansion on Mars.
There are several methods that we can use to terraform Mars. The first of which would be raising factories that would produce greenhouse gases, and the waste product from these factories essentially would heat up the atmosphere of Mars and make the planet more habitable for human life. The second method that we have proposed is basically redirecting the course of asteroids that are filled with ammonia, and then the impact of these asteroids to the planet would release greenhouse gases into the air and again heat up the planet's atmosphere. Then the third would be building large orbital mirrors, and those would just, reflect sunlight to the surface of the planet and raise the temperature. After the bubbles have been put in place, we can then fix the soil and then plant vegetation. The carbon dioxide that we produce will heat the encapsulated bubble.